Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast, our special Labor Day edition, our special 2018 NFL preview. That's right, we're going to talk football. We're going to talk NFL football, finally. Finally.
I've been holding back for so long.
I know, we have been kind of just leaving it by the wayside so that we can do all our yapping on this episode. Coming off the heels of episode 34 yesterday, are you going to be able to go back to back? I mean, is this like this like the
look?
Are you going to be sluggish like the second game of a back to back on the road in the NBA?
Listen, man, I'm a righty, but I can throw with my left, so I'm good to go.
Not quite sure how that analogy works, but
me neither. But
might be like that Largent one, right? I'm a baseball player, dude. I can do it every day. Every day.
Listen, before we get into the show, just a quick disclosure. We're going to be picking division winners and, a sleeper team and a Super Bowl champion.
That's right.
If I pick your team to win the Super Bowl, be very aware. They might not make it. That's all I'm going to say.
They might not make it to week one.
That's all I'm going to say.
Their whole team will end up on the PUP list.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah, if Alex picks your team, you can go ahead and skip 2018 because it's just not going to happen for you.
No, it's not.
Make sure you pick Philly. Just to piss our cousin off.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, well, let's get into it because there's 8 divisions, 2 conferences, and a Super Bowl to talk about.
That's right. I'm going to break down every game of the schedule. Week 1 through 16.
Hey, you laugh about week 1 through... Actually, there's 17 weeks. I actually went through and picked every single game during the season. By the way, I have no ties this year, in case you were wondering.
What? You don't have a tie?
I don't have a tie.
Man.
I picked every single game this year, picked the winner and loser, and that's how I'm doing my predictions.
You're knucking futz.
It took me like an hour. There's 256 games on the
Holy
NFL schedule.
That is, by the way, if you need a hookup on a perfectly made macro spreadsheet, Ed's the man. Contact him on Twitter at eMontana21. He makes one of the best spreadsheets for pool, World Cup soccer, March Madness. I don't know how you do it. Must be the math genius in you, but they're pretty cool. So
thanks. You just told everybody I'm a freaking nerd.
Well, they already knew that.
They already knew that.
I told them
a long time ago. Long ago. All right, well, let's go. Let's start in the AFC. Let's start with the AFC East.
That's an easy one.
That's right. We'll start with the easy ones. Look, I think at the top it's easy, but then after that, I do think it gets a little interesting. Obviously, I think the Patriots are going to win. I think the Patriots are a solid 12-win team probably this year. I'm picking the Patriots to win. But I'm very curious as to what's going to happen, especially in New York with the Sam Darnold thing. They traded Teddy Bridgewater away to New Orleans a couple days ago. So I think things are lining up for them to say, Sam Darnold's our guy. And this is always the debate. I'll be curious what your thoughts are. You have a quarterback that you think is your franchise quarterback. Do you let him play day one, a la Troy Aikman?
Right.
Or do you let him sit and watch, maybe not to the extent of Aaron Rodgers where he sat for 3 years, but Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady didn't come in until the 10th game of the season after an injury. He was very clearly going to be the backup. What do you think is best?
I mean, from a Jets perspective, you trade up to the number 2 pick. Or number 3 pick.
Mm-hmm.
You traded up to get your franchise guy. So you pick Sam Darnold. Who is he gonna sit behind and watch? I'm not taking nothing away from Teddy Bridgewater or McCown, but if I just traded away some picks to get Darnold, I'm starting him week 1, especially how he looked in preseason. I mean, he looked pretty decent from what I've seen.
There's arguments both ways, right? Troy Aikman started day 1 and took his lumps, went 1-15, and ended up winning 4 Super Bowls or 3 Super Bowls. It turned out okay. And then you have other examples, right? Like David Carr here in Houston. He started day one, and man, he was out of the NFL pretty quick. So, and then of course you've got examples the other way. Obviously Aaron Rodgers being one of the more famous ones where he sat and ended up being pretty darn good. And then you get other guys that sit and really never pan out. So, it's a flip of the coin. I personally think that if you have an offensive line that is good enough to protect your quarterback such that he does not get sacked 75 times a year, then I think you let him learn and you take your lumps with him. Whether he takes you to 9-7 or 2-14, I think you just take your lumps that first year and let him do what he does. Right, kind of like Dallas did with Dak Prescott. I think that's the way you go.
I think that for the Cowboys, they just had a great offensive line, and
but that's my point. Yeah. I think that's the perfect situation. Right. If you have a good offensive line that's not going to get him shell shocked, then yeah, you do it. But if not, then and it was the same thing with Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman had a decent offensive line back then. He just didn't have much help around him. David Carr, on the other hand, had no offensive line, got battered and beaten, and was out of the NFL shortly there.
Yeah, the Jets are going to be an interesting team all around the league. And that division, I think they can hold their own. I think they have enough to win enough games to maybe sneak into the playoffs. I don't know. I think that, God, I hate to. The Patriots are going to win a division.
Yeah.
There's really. I hate to go pick the same as you and pick the obvious, but I think it's just too obvious.
Yeah, it is. I don't think.
But I don't think that they'll win as many games as they have in the past. I think they are. They have a lot.
So last year they won 13 games.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win 13 games. Their offense is Tom Brady and Gronkowski.
Right.
They don't have other options. They lost a key piece on their offensive line.
Yeah.
And I just don't.
How it is in New England.
I don't see them
play.
I don't see them. Yeah, but I just don't see them blowing teams out and doing how they've been winning.
So how many wins do you think they're going to end up with?
11.
Yeah, I think 12. But. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Again, it's such an easy division for them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Miami has not done much. I don't think Miami is. They signed Amendola, and this is year 2 of the who's their quarterback? Tannehill. This is really year 2 of the Tannehill project, and I think he's a decent quarterback. I don't think he's great. I just don't think I don't think there's enough there to warrant. They might make it up to 8 wins. I think they're a 6-win team personally. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go 5-11. They don't have an easy schedule. I just don't see a lot of good coming out of there.
No.
The Jets have a little bit of an easier schedule, right? Because they play that lower level schedule, but again, it's going to be tough. I just don't see much. And the Bills, I think, are.
The Bills would be interesting too, man, because
I don't know what the Bills are doing, man.
I don't know what they're doing. They traded away Tyrod and so
AJ McCarron too.
And AJ McCarron. So I guess that leaves Josh Allen to start.
Yeah, and Josh Allen has looked terrible.
Yes.
And I don't know about you. I don't make a lot of good performances in the preseason because it's the preseason.
Right.
But I do make a lot of bad performances. If I see bad performances in the preseason, if you can't perform well against second-string players and third-string players, if you can't perform well against vanilla defenses, how the hell are you going to do it when it's time, when the big lights come on during the regular season? So to me, it is a big deal when you don't perform well. I don't take that with a grain of salt, and Josh Allen has not performed well. So I'm very concerned as to what the Bills are going to do this year. I think they're the worst team in that division.
Yeah, and then the Shady deal too. Who knows if he's going to play a full season, right? Whatever he's got going on.
Well, he'll get suspended at least 4 games, unless the Ohio State trustees come on board and decide his fate. So.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. I mean, obviously, I think we both have the Pats there.
The Pats,
You
yeah.
can go ahead and write that one down. You're writing them down this year.
I'm writing them down because my memory is not as good as it was for the baseball
Excellent.
preview.
You got to add in a wild card column, by the way.
That's fine. We'll do that.
Yeah, you write them down. And writing them down is good. I'm just gonna have to make sure I secure that piece of paper from you before you leave.
Oh, you're gonna want it back?
Yeah,
I was thinking about taking it with me.
Yeah, right. The problem when you take it with you is it comes back with a bunch of scratch outs.
Oh no, this one I'll make sure I type it up. In week 17, of course.
Week 17, I'll make a fresh copy for you. Let's move on to the AFC North. Who do you like here?
Ooh, I mean, I love the Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry, right? I feel like it always comes down to them two. Right? The past few seasons, they square off, and it always comes down to them two. I'm going to start off with Cleveland. I think Cleveland, there's a lot of upside on Cleveland this year,
well,
right?
You can't fall from 0-16.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like they're going to go 0-20 this year.
But you feel like they've kind of, I think they've made some moves and they're trying to get better.
Agreed.
I don't know, competing for the division is probably out of the question. I agree. They will not. But I do see them, progressing a little bit this year.
I will be very interested to see how Baker Mayfield does. I like Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield has the potential to be an elite quarterback. And obviously it's how he develops in this first and second season that really determines whether that happens or not. I think he's good enough. I don't know that he's got enough pieces around him, but he has some good pieces around him. And defensively, I think they should be better than they were last year. Hopefully Myles Garrett can stay healthy. They've got Jabril Peppers. They've got some players. I think they can do something. I don't think it's going to be a vast improvement, but obviously from 0-16, there's going to be some improvement.
Well, I think
how many wins you got?
Hold on, the Browns have some pieces, bro. They went and got Landry. Landry's a very good wide receiver.
Yes,
they got a good tight end. I don't remember his name. They have what looks to be a running back by committee, so I guess it's whoever's right. Playing good is gonna get the call. Tyrod is their starting quarterback. I didn't think he got a fair shake in Buffalo. I look for him to really show out this year, and he's not a bad quarterback. He played.
Is Tyrod gonna start though? Is he hurt?
I don't think he's hurt. No.
Didn't he bust his hand?
Against the Eagles game?
Yeah.
I think so, but I don't think it's like a major injury. I didn't think he got a fair shake in Buffalo, so I think he'll have a decent year. I mean, he can play, and I think with the weapons that he has,
I think the quicker he gets injured and we get to Baker Mayfield, the better.
I
hate to say that, but
I don't really care for Baker Mayfield.
Some of that hard knock stuff, though, did bring to light that team has a little bit of a culture problem, and I'm hoping that changes with Baker Mayfield or Tyrod Taylor. And Landry and these players start to change some of that dynamic.
Well, it's Hugh Jackson's job to change that, right?
How did that guy keep his job after going 0-16?
I don't know.
I mean, the only guy who is more surprising to me that he still has a job is Marvin Lewis in Cincinnati, which we haven't talked about Cincinnati in the AFC North, but that's because I don't think anyone expects anything from Cincinnati again.
Actually, that is my sleeper team this year.
Really?
Yeah. Cincinnati, when you look at their pieces, Dalton has...
Sleeper team because they're going to put you to sleep, or sleeper team as in no one's watching and they're going to be good?
As in you just said you don't think they're going to be good. I think most don't think they're going to be good.
They're terrible.
No, I don't think they're terrible.
They're a 5-win.
They got a quarterback.
They've had a quarterback.
They got two wide receivers that can play. One coming off an injury, John Ross. They got AJ Green, probably a top 5 receiver in the league, top 7.
Ooh, easy. Top 5?
He's up there.
Easy.
Then you got Joe Mixon.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And they have a formidable defense. They don't have Pac-Man Jones anymore. That's a huge plus right there.
Probably.
They have some other boneheads on defense but
doesn't everyone?
Yeah. So I think the Bengals are definitely a sleeper team, and they are gonna start off the season very good. They are.
Yeah, they better, because if they start off slow, we've seen it time and again with them that they can't turn it on. They're not, they're a team that progressively gets worse as the season goes on. I just don't see it. I don't think, I like Dalton as a quarterback, but he's not an elite level quarterback. And those pieces are fine and dandy, but they don't blow my hair back. I like AJ Green, but I don't think AJ Green's a top 5 wide receiver. Top 7. I don't even
top 7 then.
I don't even know that he's top 7.
I mean, the first 5 are pretty clear cut. I mean, after that, I think it's a toss up.
Yeah, it does get a little muddy, but I don't. I like Baltimore in this division.
Yeah. Who's going to lead Baltimore? Is it going to be Flacco or Lamar Jackson?
I'll tell you what. I think Lamar Jackson is going to play, but he will not be a quarterback. They're going to use him around the field.
Like Wildcat, you mean?
Yes. I think they're going to do a lot of that stuff.
Really?
Harbaugh's a good coach. I think he's going to find a way to mess up defenses and bring Lamar Jackson in and spell Flacco a little, which I think is good because Flacco can sometimes get off the rails. But I like Baltimore. And look, at the end of the day, Baltimore's not driven by that offense. They're driven by that defense. Defensively, they're still really good.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, I worry about. This is going to sound silly, but I worry about the Le'Veon Bell thing. If he's engaged, if he's all in for 2018 with this team, that big 3 of theirs is about as tough as it gets.
It's funny you say that because right before the show, I read Le'Veon Bell misses practice on Monday.
Jeez. Well, it's Labor Day. Give him the day.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what
he's celebrating the day of the laborer.
Okay. Yeah, Pittsburgh's defense hasn't been the same for quite some time. They tend to give up a lot of points. They just don't have that steel curtain type of defense.
This is not your father's Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
and when I say your father's, I do mean your father's Pittsburgh Steelers. It's
I only have one father.
Yeah,
but anyway,
Dad's a big Steeler fan, and Dad still talks about the defense of the Steelers, and that's not who we have now.
Now they're often. I think they're just going to be playing from behind most of the year. I mean, Ben. We know what Ben can give you. He's going to play hurt. He's going to play through broken noses and broken feet, and he's going to be on the field. He's got weapons. I don't think the Le'Veon Bell is going to be a big distraction for them. I mean, he's playing on another franchise tag contract. He's going to ball out. He's going to have a good season. But I don't see Pittsburgh taking this division. I don't trust Baltimore either.
So who do you think is going to win the division?
The Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to win this division.
I think you're
and it's gonna be a 3-team race. Baltimore is gonna stick with Flacco for the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that Lamar Jackson is gonna get to snap the ball unless Flacco goes down, of course.
Right.
But I do feel that Lamar he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Once he's ready to take over the Ravens, he's gonna perform well.
I agree with you there.
They just don't have. I mean, I can't name a receiver on their team besides Crabtree. And if that's their number 1 receiver, who's their running back? I don't even know who their running backs are. It's just a bunch of rookies.
They've been doing the running back by committee thing for a while, though.
Yeah.
And it works. It works in that system.
I don't know.
Somewhat. So you're picking Cincinnati to win the North?
I'm picking the Bengals to win the North.
I'm going to pick the Ravens to win the North. So I'm going to go Baltimore.
I'm telling you, the Bengals are going to surprise everyone. Look at their schedule, the first 8 games. They're going 7-1.
Oh, my God.
Dude, look at their schedule. I'm telling you.
I'm almost willing to bet that they won't win 7 games all year, let alone the first half of the season.
Watch. Sleeper team right there.
Dude, I think we
Quick. Well, I'm not waiting to the very end to give you my sleeper pick.
I think
the Bengals.
I think we have a wager.
It's the Bengals, bro.
I think we have a wager there. So how many wins? So you're projecting the Bengals to be a what? 11-win team?
No, they don't have to be an 11-win team. Not if I don't think that the Steelers and the Ravens are.
No, but you're saying you wouldn't be surprised if they go 7-1 in the first half.
Yeah.
So how many wins are you projecting for the season?
I'm gonna say 10. 10-6 wins the division.
There's no,
While the Ravens and the Steelers go 9-7.
there's no way they
I'm
win
telling
10
you.
games, bro.
I'm telling you. It's gonna happen, bro. Don't believe me.
Cincinnati fans jumping out the window right now.
No, they're happy that someone is picking them.
They're like, yeah, great. We want someone to pick us, just not the guy with the kiss of death, for crying out loud. All right, so let's move on to the AFC South. The AFC South is interesting to me because I think there's potentially 3 good teams. If Andrew Luck is the Andrew Luck of old, I think Indianapolis is a decent team. And I think Houston and Jacksonville are both really good teams that we'll talk about not just in this division conversation, but in the conference conversation and maybe even in a Super Bowl conversation. And I'm not real high on the Titans. What are your thoughts on the South?
I think the Colts are the bottom of the barrel. I mean, they have no offensive line. They don't have a good defense. You don't know what you're going to get out of Luck. And that's about it. No running game. You got a rookie coach, Frank Reich, who could come out to be beneficial for Andrew Luck, but I don't know how healthy Andrew Luck is. I mean, he was throwing Nerf balls for most of spring.
That is the big concern with Indianapolis is the health and condition of Andrew Luck.
I mean, Indianapolis might as well look forward to basketball season with the Pacers. I think their season won't last long at all.
Who do you like in the South?
Man, I really like the Texans.
I agree. I'm gonna sound like a homer here, which I kind of don't like doing, but if Deshaun Watson is healthy, look out.
You know what? And that's good that you say that. First game of the season against the Patriots.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
And last year we saw what Deshaun Watson did against the Patriots.
Yep.
Was able to put up points, move the ball. So
Deshaun
as a rookie. And Deshaun Watson has proven it in college. This is his second year. Hopefully doesn't get the sophomore jinx, but I think he's just that good. And he's got an excellent wide receiver. He's a top 5, definitely wide receiver.
That's a top 5
right?
wide receiver.
DeAndre Hopkins. Their run game, I don't know, is they haven't had one since like Foster.
Yeah, I worry about the run game a little bit, but again, more and more what we're seeing in the NFL is you don't really need a star running back. I mean, it's nice to have one. Le'Veon Bell, we'll talk about another one a little bit later on, is Saquon Barkley, but you can kind of go running back by committee, or you can go with a mediocre running back. The offensive line is really what matters because it opens up your running game and the pass protection is key. So, for the Texans, their offensive line I think is decent, which means whoever you put back there can run and at least create some options for a passing game. And then you've got Deshaun Watson, who I think is... And I'm excited to see Deshaun Watson.
And don't forget about the Texans defense. It's we're gonna see a healthy J.J. Watt this year.
Well, that's the key, right? The key is they have to stay healthy.
Right.
Right. Jadeveon Clowney.
And Clowney's on his last year, so we're gonna see a productive year out of him.
Right. And then you've got Merciless Whitley. Again, they've got to stay healthy. That's always been the biggest problem with the Texans defense.
They're actually pretty decent on all 3 levels. When you talk defensive line, linebacker, secondary.
Secondary, yeah.
Their linebacker core may not be that great.
Right.
But their secondary is very good.
Their secondary is very good. They've got Tyrann Mathieu, Jonathan Joseph. They've got a decent, not decent, a good secondary, I think. And obviously their defensive line with Watt and Clowney, that's a problem for a lot of teams. I think the Texans are the best team in this division. Mm-hmm.
Complete.
My concern is just that it just seems like the injury bug bites them so bad every year. And that's the only thing that gives me pause in picking them to win this division over Jacksonville.
Who is their coach? Bill O'Brien?
Yeah.
He's going to be on the hot seat if the Texans don't start off good. Because he he doesn't come off as a great coach to me.
Yeah, if the injury bug bites him, though, he'll get a pass.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that's the way it usually works.
And the other team, Jacksonville, who I think is going to take a step back this year. I don't. Bortles is still their quarterback. I don't trust him for a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Bortles.
They lost a wide receiver during preseason, Marquise Lee, I believe.
Yeah,
they lost.
Yeah.
So their defense again is going to carry them to however far the defense can go is how far the whole team's going to go.
It's a team that relies heavily on their defense. Offensively, I think they're still very, very limited. And in today's NFL, that's a problem. It's so hard to win games if you can't put points on the board. And, Blake Bortles, I just don't. To me, he is not a. Man, I dare to say he's not even a top 10 quarterback. And it's hard to win divisions when you don't have a top 10 quarterback.
Bortles is still so young. I didn't realize how young he was. Yeah. I feel like he's been in the league forever.
Yeah, because watching him play takes years off your life. I would hate to be a Jacksonville fan because seriously, watching that offense go on the field, it's got to be. It's got to cause physical pain.
And a team like the Jaguars that nobody expected them. They've always been this team for the past 3 or 4 years that this is the year. This is the year. Kind of like the Browns, right? This is the year. They never got to their potential. And last year, they pounded the Steelers in the playoffs. Yeah. They damn near beat the Patriots in the championship game, right? The AFC championship game.
Yeah.
I wonder. For a team like this, I wonder how much.
Right, there's going to be some backs.
What a setback they're gonna have.
I feel like there's going to be a bit of a step back. You got to wonder what that team would be like with a good quarterback. They've got Leonard Fournette, who's a legit top 5 running back.
Well, actually slimmed down this year, they say.
Yeah.
So he's.
I wonder what the deal is there.
I don't know. It makes me think that maybe they want him to. Catch out the backfield a little more
to help Bortles out,
possibly
be an escape valve more often.
Could be.
Maybe.
You see, check down Bortles this year.
I worry though with a guy like that who likes to run between the tackles. It's hard to break him of that.
Yeah.
And if he slimmed down, the pounding can take a toll on him. Will he be as durable? And then you've got Tennessee. I don't care about Tennessee.
I don't think Tennessee's going to be that bad.
I don't think they're going to be that good either.
They picked up some good pieces. A couple Patriots. They also have a rookie head coach, I think. Vrabel.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
So I guess so they brought Mike Vrabel, Dion Lewis, and Malcolm Butler from the Patriots tree.
That's fine.
They're not going to be as bad. I think you're not giving them as much credit.
No, I'm not.
That's a shame.
I don't have much credit to give. Hey, we've talked about this division to death. Are you going to pick a winner?
Oh yeah, I already did. I told you I'm picking the Texans. You are too, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
And now I'm going to take a bathroom break and let you talk about the AFC West because I have no idea what's going on in the AFC West. What is going on? What is the AFC West?
The AFC West, all the teams are located in California.
No, they're not.
Los Angeles, whatever.
That's right.
See, you're not giving enough credit to some of these teams. I don't think it's going to be as chalk as what everyone thinks. I just don't see it. Look, the AFC West.
I don't see any chalk in the AFC West.
Well, look, I'll start off with the Raiders. They just traded Khalil Mack. I have no idea what they're doing. I really believe John Gruden is there to cut payroll, to cut salary, except for Derek Carr. And prepare their move to Vegas.
I don't understand exactly what the Raiders did with the Khalil Mack thing.
I know that Gruden's salary and Khalil's salary, they don't, right? It's different, right? It doesn't affect salary cap, right? It's team payroll, salary cap. right? Player salary.
Yeah, Gruden's
Doesn't
salary
affect-
has nothing to do with the
Right.
salary cap.
Okay. So how the hell do you give him a $100 million contract and Mac, your best player, you don't want to pay him $100 million or whatever he got paid?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. To me, it's such a poor decision. And we could end up being completely wrong, right? Khalil Mack could blow his knee out the first week of the season, and that'd be the end of that. But I don't know. I don't know what the Raiders are doing. I don't know what anyone in this division is doing. Kansas City's going with Patrick Mahomes. Denver just got rid of Paxton Lynch.
Denver got Case Keenum.
That was their quarterback of the future. They got Case Keenum, which I'm not sold on. I don't think that's that good of a pickup.
Why not?
Because I don't think he's that good of a quarterback.
He's all right.
And then the Chargers are still running around with Phillip Rivers, who has got to be on his last leg. There's nothing in this division that excites me. Probably the only thing that excites me is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes could end up... Look, if he ends up being the quarterback that Kansas City thinks he's going to be, Kansas City could end up with 12 wins in this division. Because the rest of the division is just kind of floundering around. If he struggles... I think every team in this division could go 8-8. Maybe the Chargers a little bit less.
You're boring.
You're
boring.
Yeah, this division to me is boring and confusing.
The Chiefs. You gotta remember, the Chiefs head coach is Andy Reid, and he finds a way to get the best out of his players. Doesn't always get him to the championship game or to a Super Bowl, although he has in the past with the Eagles. But he seems to find a way to get his players to play. And the big question mark with Kansas City has to be Patrick Mahomes. But damn, when you look at the weapons that he has, bro, Kareem Hunt, Tyreek Hill, they signed Sammy Watkins. If he can kind of keep his head straight, he can be a decent wide receiver. Although I think they paid too much money for him. But the Chiefs, there's something to look forward to in the Chiefs.
Yeah, again, if Patrick Mahomes is as good as they think he's gonna be, and he's good right away, the Chiefs could run away with this division. But if he's not, if he struggles, who do you have then?
I think the Chargers can play too. They had a good year last year. They didn't have a bad year. What they win?
9.
Dude, they won 9 games. 9 games this year in that division could possibly
win it for you. You're right. I just don't. I mean, they haven't done anything.
And they have good players around them too. And Phillip Rivers is not a bad quarterback.
No, he's not. But he's aging. Antonio Gates is aging. I mean, there's just not.
They actually signed Antonio Gates. Did you see that?
Yeah, they re-signed him.
Well, because Hunter Henry's out. They're starting tight end. That's a big loss. The thing that concerns me about the Chargers, and I have a buddy who plays fantasy football, and I told him, watch for the Chargers when you when you draft a player from them. I think they're going to be hit with the injury bug this year. And as preseason started, Jason Verrett went down. They started catching the injury bug, man.
Yeah.
So, since I said that, I would pick the Chargers to win this division, but I think they're going to be injury bitten all year long. I look for the Chiefs to win this division.
The Chiefs? Yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs only because they're the ones to me with the most potential to do well. But I would not be surprised. Let's put it this way. I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't matter who wins the division. I'm not going to be surprised.
And Denver has... Denver has some players too that can play. Keenum is good, bro. He can play. Him and Demaryius Thomas are going to hook up plenty of times.
Didn't Demaryius Thomas retire?
No. He's their wide receiver.
I thought I heard he retired.
No, I don't think so. Well, if he did...
I think he retired.
They're going to suck really bad. But they got a couple rookie running backs too. That Royce Freeman, he's supposed to be good.
Mom and Dad calling. Should we take it?
No, we're doing a preview show. Unless it's an emergency.
We're gonna ask Dad for his picks on the Steelers.
And
he thinks the Steelers are gonna go 16-0. I'm sure.
Probably. No, he's. You know what? He's not a fair weather fan. I'll say that.
Yeah, he's pretty realistic. Unlike other family members we have.
Yeah, like you.
I'm not a fair weather.
No, you're not. And so, dude, the Broncos. This is gonna be a good division.
I think it's going to be good. in the
Not,
sense-
but not because you think the division's just gonna suck. They have players that can
I
play,
think it's
man.
going to be a good division in that it's going to be close, and there's going to be all kinds of permutations of how teams get in the last couple of weeks of the season. And I think 1 through 4, they're all going to have a shot going into the last couple of weeks. But I don't think any team in this division is all that. I think the Chiefs have the potential to run away with it, but other than that, no, not really. So I don't know. And I'm telling you, I'm picking the Chiefs, but I have no earthly. I will not be shocked. I won't even be mildly surprised if Denver wins, Oakland, or the Chargers.
I'll be surprised if Oakland wins. Definitely surprised if they win. I won't be surprised.
Offensively, they're still pretty darn good. And they've got the best quarterback in that division that we know of. Right? Because
Here's the
he's
thing.
better than Phillip Rivers because Phillip Rivers is aging. He's better than anything Denver's going to roll out there. Denver's going to live and die by their defense. And he's better than Patrick Mahomes as far as we know right now.
Totally disagree. He's not better than Phillip Rivers right now. Carr? No.
Today?
No, he's not.
Today?
No.
No. Not the
No.
last 10 years.
Not even tomorrow or
Today.
next week or week 2
Today.
or
To
week 3.
play the 2000. So
No,
if you had
give
to-
me Phillip Rivers. Absolutely.
So if you had to draft a quarterback today for this season, you would take Phillip Rivers over Derek Carr.
Is my team the Raiders?
No, I don't care who your team is. You're starting a new team
I'm taking Phillip Rivers. Absolutely.
over Derek Carr.
Yes, Phillip Rivers can still play.
And that's why your pick is the kiss of death.
Well, I didn't pick the Chargers. I picked the Chiefs.
Phillip Rivers can play. He's not as good as
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
Bro, get out of here.
Derek Carr's a good.
You put Phillip
quarterback.
Rivers on the Raiders, and your outlook of this division would change.
No. It would be a downgrade. They would lose Khalil Mack and a decent quarterback.
Actually, yeah, they don't have a good running back like the Chargers do, Melvin Gordon. They don't have Keenan Allen. Chargers are going to be all right this year if they can just stay healthy. Here's the thing about the Raiders. When are teams going to learn that you can't bring an old school coach to
Back.
teach
Yeah.
in 2018 and beyond? Look at the trend around in the NFL and what's working with the Rams
That's right.
and what's working with these other teams that
I'd
are
agree with that.
right?
I'd agree
So
with that.
Al Davis, you better listen to us. So you got the Chiefs, right?
I got the Chiefs
Okay.
winning that division.
All
but
right.
I'm not super confident.
I wish I didn't pick the Chiefs.
Go ahead and put not super confident next to my Chiefs pick. So that when the Chiefs don't win, you don't come back and say, you had the Chiefs winning it all. You thought they were going to win all 16 games. So moving on, let's go on to the NFC East,
The NFC.
which is the home of the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles.
Boo! Look,
You've got the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Redskins.
I hate every damn team in this division. I'm gonna be letting know right now. I hate every single team in this division, unless your team name are the New York Giants. I don't like you. I hope you guys lose every game on your schedule.
And tie all the division games.
I don't like any team in this division. I'm letting you know right now. That's all I got to say about that.
So who you picking to win the NFC East?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
How could it be tough?
Because I think that the Redskins are going to shit the bed. Gruden doesn't know what the hell he's doing out there. Although, man, Alex Smith is a great pickup for them, but who the hell is he going to throw the ball to?
Here's my problem with the Redskins. They won 7 games last year. And if you go position by position on that team, I don't think they're better anywhere than they were last year. I don't think they're better at quarterback. I think Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Alex Smith. I don't see it. I think
Is he, though? I mean,
yeah, I
where
think
has
so.
he taken them? He didn't take him anywhere.
Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
But where has he taken them?
I don't care where he's taking him. He hasn't had any talent around him. Watch what he does. Watch what he does in Minnesota. We'll get to the NFC North in a minute, but I think Washington is, to me, the worst team in this division. Why do we always start off with what we think the worst team in the division is? Why
I don't
we start
know.
off with what we think is the best team in the division?
Okay, who do you think the best team in the division is?
I think the best team in the division is the Eagles. My only concern with them is the injury bug. Because Foles, if they go to Wentz, they've got a decent backup with Foles, but I worry that, sometimes when you play a full, all the way to the Super Bowl the next year, it's kind of tough. It just always seems to work out that way. There's no real reason for it, but it seems to work out that way. That being said, I do think Philadelphia's the most complete team in this division. I think they've got the best offense, the best defense. I think they're better than, if you go across the board, I think they're the best team in the division. Not by a ton. I don't think they're a 14-2 team, but do I think they'll win 11 games? Yeah, I think they're going to win 11 games. I don't think they're going to win 13 like they did last year, but I think they are a solid football team, and they will be able to endure the rigors of the NFC East. Who do you think is the best team in this division?
I believe the Eagles are, but not by much. You don't know if Wentz is going to play week 1. It looks like it's going to be Foles.
Which is not all bad.
It's not all that good either. I mean,
no, it's not.
He's a backup quarterback, and that's fine what he did in the Super Bowl. I understand what he did in the Super Bowl, but...
Well, it wasn't just the Super Bowl, right? He took him through the playoffs.
He didn't take him through the playoffs. He was the quarterback for the team. It's not like he had to come back from behind. The Eagles relied a lot on their defense.
True.
And it's not like, let's not make Nick Foles out to be,
Tom Brady.
Or...
Who he beat in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Nick Foles is not that good, and the people of Philadelphia know that as well. They understand that. This is Carson Wentz's team.
I agree.
It's just that we don't know how healthy Carson Wentz is going to come back.
Or if he's even going to be healthy. When he's going to come back.
He'll come back, but
Some
point.
If
he's got to miss like the first 4 games, that could be crucial to their...
Yeah, but again, they've got a guy who is, as far as backups go, probably the best damn backup you could have at this point.
Your
right?
backup is supposed to be able to manage the game while it's... And I just don't feel that he's that.
Nick Foles did that through the playoffs and into the Super Bowl last year. What makes you think he can't do it in the first 4 weeks of the season? So, which brings me to my point. I don't think there's a huge drop-off. Sure, Carson Wentz is the quarterback. Carson Wentz is the guy. Sure, he's the one that you want running that team. But I don't think you automatically go 0-4 because Nick Foles is your quarterback for 4 weeks. He can manage it well. They've got a good defense. They could very easily go 3-1 to start the season, and they're off to the races again. So
there's always that Super Bowl hangover too. So,
but that's more for the loser than it is for the winner. If you think back, it's usually for the loser, not the winner.
Still though, there's still pressure as the winner, especially to repeat and
absolutely there's pressure, but that hangover thing that people talk about, more often than not, it has a bigger effect on the loser than it does the winner.
So then your pick for the AFC East is completely wrong because then they're not going to win now. They're going to be hungover.
It doesn't happen all the time, but generally, when you hear about that whole Super Bowl hangover thing, it's more you hear about it more with the loser than the winner.
Yeah.
Think Carolina a couple years ago.
Right.
Think Denver a few years ago after they got blown out by Seattle.
Well, they lost a lot of pieces too. Jeez,
whatever it ends up being. You lose
a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Whatever it ends up being, It just kind of works out that way.
Yeah, but there's factors to that.
I understand that, Alex.
It's not like you rolled out the same team and you shit the bed.
I understand that, Alex. But what I'm saying is, again, when you hear the Super Bowl hangover thing, it's generally for the loser. It affects the loser more than the winner. I don't know why. It's a bullshit hangover thing anyway. It's not like they're all drunk. But it's just the way it works. And the other thing with Philly that makes me think that they're going to win this division is they've probably got the best head coach in the division. And that helps.
Well,
so
we haven't seen Shermer yet for the Giants. So
that's true. But, again, Peterson's proven it. He's proven it. And he's pretty darn good. So I really like Philly in this division. I don't think the Redskins are going to be very good. I think they're the bottom of the division. So then it's the Cowboys and the Giants, and in the middle of that division. And quite frankly, I think the Giants are going to be vastly improved. They won only 3 games last year, so they're not going to be worse than that for sure. Dallas won 9.
There's no way Dallas wins 9 games this year. I'm telling you right now, Dallas is going to be the Giants of last year. They're going to finish at the bottom. The Redskins are going to finish better than the Cowboys. The Cowboys are not that good.
I don't think so. I think the Cowboys.
How can you look at their roster and say they're good?
The Giants and the Cowboys are pretty much the same thing.
No way.
To me, both of those teams are 8-8, 9-7, 7-9 teams. I don't. Neither one of them strikes me as outstandingly good, and neither one of them strikes me as outstandingly bad.
How can you sit there and say the Cowboys are an 8-win team?
The Cowboys have a good defense still.
No, they don't.
And the Cowboys can run the football.
That's all they can do.
When you can run the football, you can win football games. It's just that simple.
No.
If you can run the football,
no,
you can win football games.
No.
And I'm telling you, Elliott's the real deal.
Yeah.
And that offensive line is the real deal. And Dak Prescott will not be as bad as he was last year.
That's not a very good team. That's horrible. I don't know how you can say.
500 team.
The Redskins will finish better than the Cowboys. I'm telling you right now.
No.
They will finish better than the Cowboys.
And the Giants are improved, but I still worry about the Giants in terms of
offensive line.
Yeah, their offensive line. God, I still worry about that. And Eli's not getting any younger. He, one hit could be a broken hip, and
he's taken many hits in his life.
He has,
and he gets back up from them.
But eventually, I worry. I'm excited to see Barkley. That's another reason. That's another team that does not have. Well, they've got a little bit more offensively than the Cowboys do. But their offensive line, they've got more skill position than the Cowboys do, but not as good of an offensive line. But I'm excited to see what Barkley does for that team, because that could help Eli and Odell Beckham quite a bit.
Well, I think
I'm excited to see
Barkley gives Eli and the offense something that they haven't had in a while, and that's check down screenplays. That's what he gives them. He allows you to throw it to him and catch in the backfield, and he does what he's got to do after that. The Giants haven't had that in a long time, so that's going to help out the offense a lot.
I'm excited
the Giants,
to see Barkley.
It's hard to with the team that they have. It's hard to not be better than three wins. So they'll be like the most improved team of the year probably. But
probably.
But when you look at the Redskins, don't forget Alex Smith took the 49ers to the playoffs, went to the Chiefs, took them to the playoffs. I'm not saying he's going to take the Redskins to the playoffs.
There.
I'm not going to say he's taking the Redskins to the playoffs, but he's gonna make them competitive enough, and they're gonna finish above the Cowboys.
I like Alex Smith, but I just don't think he's that kind of quarterback. And remember, he has less pieces to work with now, and he has the worst coach of those 3 situations that you mentioned.
God, I hate writing the Eagles under my name for this division.
Nah, the Eagles are the best team, man. Like them or not.
Hate them.
You can bounce them in the playoffs though.
Oh yeah, first round. Yes.
Well, let's see. Who do we think is going to make the playoffs out of the NFC North? The NFC North. The NFC North is going to be an interesting division. I am looking forward to seeing Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers this year. I think they're going to come back with a bit of a vengeance. They don't like the fact that they're kind of overlooked at this point in terms of that division because everyone's high on Minnesota. And I think the Packers, they brought in some pieces. Sure, they lost some pieces, but that's kind of the norm. And at the end of the day, they've got the second or, they've got the best or the second best quarterback in the NFL. Not a bad way to go.
I mean, you gotta say Green Bay and Minnesota will be battling out for the division. For the division, right?
Yeah.
I mean, man, the Vikings are just so stacked on both sides of the ball. I mean, they are They are what Jacksonville kind of is on defense, but with a better offense.
Yeah.
So that's real scary.
Their defense is not as good as Jacksonville's.
It's pretty damn good, brother.
But it's pretty good.
And they have
their offense is considerably better than Jacksonville's.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not picking the Packers. I'm picking the Vikings to win this division, and they'll win it by 2 games. They'll win it by 2 games. I don't trust. What's his name? McCarthy with the Packers. How the hell does he still have a job?
Dude, the Packers.
He's not that good.
The Packers have been good for a while.
He's not that good.
The Packers have been good.
They haven't won in 10 years.
How
does he keep his job?
They've been winning 9 and 10 games every year.
And I love it that the Packers extended Rodgers and not the head coach, because that means if they start off bad, he's out of there this season.
That's a ton of money they gave Rodgers.
That's a lot of money, deservedly so.
No, again, you can argue back and forth between who's the best and second best, but he's right up there in that conversation.
If they don't start off good, McCarthy's out of there.
I don't think so, but the Packers aren't that kind of organization. So, they would have to really shit the bed, 5-11, 6-10 for him to get fired. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Packers are a 12-win team.
Whoa.
I think the Packers are that good.
Nah, not 12 wins,
The Packers are that good. I think they're going to edge out Minnesota for the NFC North. I'm interested to see how the Bears do now, the second year of Trubisky, and they did obviously pick up Khalil Mack. They said they're going to be very patient with him and bring him in slowly, whatever that means.
He's ready to play.
Yeah, I would.
He's got to be ready.
He better be. He got a nice extension too.
Man, it was a good day to be a good week to be a football player. First Rodgers, then Odell.
Well, you got to be an elite football player.
Then, what's his name? Aaron Donald.
Larry
Ronald McDonald.
Donald
McDonald.
Donald out in the Rams. The Rams guy, yeah.
Aaron Donald. And then, Khalil Mack. The Bears are not going to sniff 4 wins. They're not going to sniff 4 wins.
Really?
Them and the Lions. I don't understand what the Lions are doing either. I feel like they're going to waste. They're going to waste another good year by Stafford.
I think the Lions are further back than the Bears. I think the Bears are,
and it shouldn't be like that, right? You would think the Lions are maybe like a step away from competing for the divisions. I don't think they're even a step away.
No, I think the Lions. I think the Lions are going to be down there in that 5-6 win range. I think the Bears are going to be in that 7-8 category. I think the Bears could make it to 8 wins this year. I think the Bears are a decent football team. Not to mention they've got a bit of an easier schedule. I think they're going to be all right.
Man, the Packers made some moves. That Jimmy Graham move can pay out if he stays healthy.
I think we will hear a lot of Aaron Rodgers to Jimmy Graham. When was
so?
the last time Aaron Rodgers had a decent tight end?
Bennett?
That's right, Bennett. And remember that was a deadly combo back then.
Well, I think the question mark is over Graham's head regarding how healthy he can stay. You know what I mean?
Or just his head in general. I mean, he's a bit of a head case.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. If he can be good, I mean,
and they still have Randall Cobb on the outside. I mean, they've got pieces that they've got the skill position. They've got a good offensive line. I think offensively, we may see them, put up 30 points a game with ease, which should be a lot of fun to watch. And that's why I think they're
because they have no defense and they'll be having to come from behind.
I think that's why they're a little bit better than Minnesota. I think they're going to be able to score at will against anyone, including Minnesota.
Brother, a good defense stops a good offense any day in football.
No,
do you know
always.
That? Of course, yes, always.
Not
always.
Not when you have Aaron Rodgers with a chip on his shoulder, pissed off about only winning 7 games last year.
Cousins is gonna go off. The wide receivers that he has, and now he doesn't have to worry about if he's gonna play good and be franchise tag. He's got his deal in place. Yeah. He's gonna play some good, solid football.
I think he's actually gonna be better than he was in Washington. I like Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. That's gonna be a fun division to watch at the top.
Yeah,
right? To watch those two teams battle it out and certainly when they go head to head. In fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, they play each other pretty late in the season, so it should be a lot of fun to watch that rivalry renew itself and come to.
Yeah.
So you're picking the.
I'm picking. I gotta pick the Vikings.
Okay.
I don't really.
I am going to pick the Packers.
That's good. That's another one up that I have on you.
So I'm over here trying to figure out when they play. I'm curious.
I know the Lions open up. No, I'm sorry. The Bears open up with the Packers on Sunday night. That should be good.
That will be. Do you like the Thursday night game?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't. I wish they would stop it.
I mean, it's another day for me to place a bet. It is. I mean, you walk into Friday, the best day of the work week, talking about football. Yeah.
I don't like the Thursday game. I wish I could do it.
I don't really care for it. I mean, yeah, I do care for it. I like it.
Anyway. We'll find out about Packers Vikings early on, week 2. And
week 2?
Week 2 in Green Bay, and then again they play each other in week 12. So
we should
still quite a ways away from.
At the end, we should go through the week 1 schedule and just look at the game that we're most looking forward to.
Oh, that's easy.
That'd be cool.
That's easy.
Well, we won't pick it yet. We'll save it.
I know which one I'm looking for.
You know which one you're? Okay,
yeah,
good.
Absolutely. NFC South. Man, I love the NFC South.
By the way, Mom wanted to know when we're doing the barbecue. So, just letting you know.
Oh, it's not my barbecue to do.
No, well, she wants you to cook the barbecue.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
She got me working again.
Yep.
Tell her it's Labor Day. I'm not working. I'm talking about the NFC South.
But you need to break down the NFC South.
Tell her I'm talking about the NFC South right now. This is my favorite division to look at.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
There's not. No, it's not.
I think there are 3 good football teams here, and then Tampa Bay.
That's a good way to start.
Man, I don't know who I'm gonna pick in this division because I like all 3 of those teams. I like the Falcons, I like the Saints, and I like the Panthers. I think the Panthers are maybe a half a step behind the other 2.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a dogfight between Atlanta and New Orleans.
Do you know how many games the Panthers won last year?
7?
Dude, they won 11 games.
And did not make the playoffs, right?
They won 11 games.
Didn't they not make the playoffs?
Yeah, no, they did not make the playoffs because it was the Falcons and the Saints.
Right.
Right, yeah. The Falcons played the...
Well, there's one more wild card. They didn't get the second wild card?
Who got it? Was it the...
Here, hold on.
Shoot, who was it?
In the NFC, Philadelphia, Minnesota...
Yeah, Carolina did not make it.
No, they did make it.
Carolina made it?
Yeah. Yeah,
no.
Carolina and Atlanta made it.
Oh, okay.
But then they
Sorry,
lost.
Carolina.
They lost. Yeah, see, the NFC South
they're not 11 games this year. 11 games. What?
It's going to be
I
tough.
don't know.
It's going to be tough, but it's going to be fun to watch that division.
Listen,
that division is going to be good.
Give me
really
the
good.
2 teams that play in a dome. Give me the Falcons and the Saints to battle it out. The Panthers will kind of be there, but they won't quite get there. So
they'll be there, but not quite be there.
Yeah. Give me the Saints, man. Give me Drew Brees. Give me the proven quarterback. Give me the quarterback that.
It's funny if you look at the predictions for wins this year, it's 9, 8.5, and 9.5.
So
they're all right
so
there.
So 9 for the Falcons, 8.5 for the Panthers, and 11. Oh, 9.5. I'm sorry.
They're all right there. I think Atlanta is the best team in that division.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised. If I had to pick it today, I would pick Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina. But I wouldn't be surprised at any other permutation of that.
You just wouldn't be surprised at anything this year, would you?
I'd be surprised if Tampa Bay won that division. I think Tampa Bay is awful. I think the Jameis Winston experiment goes right out the window this year.
Nick Saban shits out players, and Jameis Winston eats W's.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is terrible, and I think they're going to. I think the Jameis Winston thing is gonna. They're gonna part ways with Jameis Winston after this season.
And he's not a bad quarterback, you know.
He's not, but he brings too many problems with him, and I don't think he's a locker room guy. I don't think his own team likes him. I think kind of like Cam Newton, only not as good as Cam Newton.
Yeah. Man, I think the Saints are going to run away with this division. I think
run away.
Yes, I think they are. I mean, just looking at it now, looking at their squad. I don't trust the Falcons' run game. Last year, their run game was not that good. They lost their offensive coordinator after the Super Bowl, remember? And then last year, their offense wasn't, their run game wasn't that good. I mean, you got Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. Now that I think about it, the Saints are going to win this division maybe by 2 or 3 games.
I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and go with the Saints. I like Atlanta. A lot.
I think you're wrong. I mean, Saints fans, you probably don't want to hear that coming out of my mouth. I'm sorry. Pats fans, Bengals fans, Texans fans, Chiefs fans, Eagles fans, Viking fans. God help you, the NFC West, because whoever I say
is in trouble. So let's go to the NFC West.
Let's do it.
Who do you like out there? Go ahead and finish killing off another team.
Man. The Seahawks take a step back this year. I don't want to start though. We are always starting at the bottom.
You are.
Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams in this division.
You're going chalk?
I'm going chalk on this one. I can't possibly mess that up. I mean, when you look at their team, they've just made more additions to the defense. They picked up Sue. They picked up Brandon Cooks, another weapon on the offense.
Yeah.
You get a second year of Goff. You get another year of Gurley, who all of a sudden it's amazing when he was running for Jeff Fisher, and now that he's running for, what's his name? I forgot.
The young guy.
Damn it, the young guy. Yeah, the head coach. It's amazing what a year makes.
Yeah.
And so, the Rams are good. That's a good team. They should win this division easily too.
It is hard to pick a team that won 11 games to win more games this year, but I think the Rams are that pick.
You think they'll win more?
Yeah, I think they'll win more than 11 games, actually. I think they're very good. I think they're the class of that division. I agree with you with the Seahawks. I think they're taking a step back. I think Arizona's taking a step back. The Niners will be better. They'll have Jimmy Garoppolo for a full season, and I think that is a team on the rise.
That scares me when you play like Garoppolo did, and how you took the team, and you got a lot of W's last year after
in a short period of time.
In a short period of time, and then pow, you get this massive contract. He's gonna have a ton of pressure on him. He's gonna have a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, but I think he's the kind of guy that he comes from a Bill Belichick system.
Yeah.
I think he understands how this all works, and I don't think that contract's going to be as much pressure as his own desire to win football games.
That kind of worries me a little bit.
I think that's a good football team. They got Richard Sherman, who he's a little long in the tooth, but he's still a veteran presence that can help that secondary. It should make them a little bit better. Arizona hasn't really done anything.
They got Sam Bradford, bro.
Well, great. They've got a backup that's going to get hurt.
I think the Cardinals finished second in that division. I think they finished ahead of the 49ers.
No.
We should see.
In fact,
we're going to see a good David Johnson, and Larry Fitzgerald probably his last year playing. We're going to see that offense put up some points.
Yeah, they don't have a quarterback that's going to lead them consistently. So that's a problem. And defensively, they're not very good. So I don't hold out much hope for Arizona. I actually think they're the worst team in that division.
Really?
Yeah. The Seahawks, I think, will take a step back, but they're still a better football team than Arizona.
So you're picking the Cardinals?
To finish last?
To finish first?
No. I'm picking the Rams.
Damn. Almost gotcha.
Yeah. Picking the Rams. And I think the Niners will be in that playoff push, but I don't know that they're going to make it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I guess we got to pick a wild card now, right?
all right. So let's start in the AFC.
So you pick the Patriots, the Ravens, the Texans, and the Chiefs
Correct.
to win their divisions.
To win their divisions. So my wild cards then will be Pittsburgh from the north and Jacksonville from the south.
Okay.
You have the Pats, Bengals, Texans, and Chiefs
Winning their division,
winning
right?
the divisions. Who do you have going in the as a wild card?
Man, I'm gonna pick the Jaguars, and I'm going to pick the Jets
That's a good pick.
to sneak in there as the number 6 seed.
Yeah, okay. And then in the NFC, I have Philadelphia, Green Bay, Atlanta, and the Rams. Whew, this is tough. The wild card is really tough here because
Come on, pick the Cowboys since you're so high on them.
I'm not high on them. I said they were about an 8-8 team. That's not high.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You got to be high to pick them to be 8-8. Well, I gotta have the Vikings.
You got the Vikings, okay.
And then that second wild card, jeez, that's gonna be tough. I'm teeter-tottering between Saints, Panthers, and 49ers. I'm gonna go Saints.
God, man, go a little off the wall, Saints. They're winning the division, don't you know that?
You didn't pick them to win the division, did you?
Sure I did. I sure did.
Oh, you're wrong. They're gonna be the wild card.
So I got the Eagles, Vikings, Saints, Rams. Packers aren't making the playoffs. They're not going to make it. I'm picking the Falcons. And, no, I'll go a little off the wall here.
That's tough.
I'm going to go a little off the wall here and say the Cardinals sneak in to the playoffs this season. The Cardinals.
That's the worst team in the West.
No, it's not.
That's the worst team in the West. All right, so you want to go on to... We'll play out the playoffs here in a second, but who are your sleeper teams that you don't have, or maybe one of your playoff teams is a sleeper team? Who do you have as your sleeper team for the year? It's got to be.
I mean, my sleeper team is gonna be the Bengals.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I really think they are going to. I think they're just gonna shock everyone, like my pick. They're gonna shock everybody. I'm telling you, man.
I believe you. That is shocking. I'm actually toying with two, and not because they're going to make the playoffs, because I don't think either one of them will, but I think they're going to be considerably better than they were last year, and not only that, but I think their future is going to look very bright. And one is the Jets, and the other is the Bears. I think the Bears are about to turn the corner. And, they won 5 games last year. I think they're going to get up to maybe 8, 9, and just miss the playoffs. And the Jets, how many wins did the Jets have last year? Not very many, right?
No.
5 wins as well. I think they'll be pushed. I think they'll make it to 8-8 this year. Again, not sleeper teams in the sense that they're going to all of a sudden make the playoffs and scare people, but certainly teams that by the end of the year you're going to be like, this team's definitely on the rise. I see good things for them in the future. And I think those two teams will be that this year.
If you had to pick one out of those two.
The Jets, because I like Darnold more than Trubisky.
Yeah. I think the Bears that's a very good pick. I think they got a lot of upside.
Yeah. And picking up Mac, I think is a
that defense is not bad.
That defense is good.
They got some ballers.
Flat out good.
They got some ballers.
Flat out good.
So what were the top quarterbacks in this year's draft? You got Rosen,
Allen, Darnold. Wasn't there a fourth one?
Lamar Jackson, let's say.
Jackson.
Baker.
And Mayfield, yeah.
And who else?
Jeez, I think that's it. There was a ton of them, right?
So if you had to pick one, which one plays first this season?
Plays first?
Plays first.
Or
let's say plays first.
Well, it's got to be the one in Buffalo. He's the starter, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who do I think is going to have the most impact this year?
Maybe that's not starting. Well, did they name him starter? I mean, Nathaniel Peterman can still start. I mean, he threw 6 interceptions in one game last year.
I mean, they got rid of A.J. McCarron and Taylor. I mean, if they don't start him, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think the quarterback in Buffalo is the one to start first because he'll start week 1. So,
And Darnold, right?
Well, Darnold may not start week 1.
Yeah, he's pretty much going to start.
I think they're going to go with McCown.
Are they?
That's the last I heard.
Wow.
But that'll be until halftime.
Actually, McCown hasn't played all that bad with the Jets. He's a good locker room guy.
He's a serviceable guy.
Yeah.
He's a serviceable guy. He's like Nick Foles. He's a great backup.
Yeah.
Long term, out of that group, I think Darnold is the best one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Baker Mayfield is.
I think Lamar Jackson to me is going to be.
I really like Lamar
Jackson.
Jackson.
He's going to be that dude in Baltimore.
I like Lamar Jackson. I just don't think he's going to be that elite quarterback. Like, I don't think of him the same way I think of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Like, I think a healthy Deshaun Watson, we're talking about him with Brady and Rodgers and Roethlisberger. You know what I mean?
Right.
With the veterans. And I don't see that with Lamar Jackson. I could be completely wrong, but I doubt it. I'm not.
All right, so are we going to go through, are we just going to pick, you want to pick the AFC champ, NFC champ?
Yeah, because who knows how the seeding works out and whatnot, and then they reseed and whatnot. So let's start with the AFC. Who's your AFC champ and thus representative in the Super Bowl?
This is always so tough.
It is.
And again, I'm sorry to the fan base of this team that I'm about to pick.
Well, you've already screwed them over by picking them to be in the playoffs.
That's true. So your team's about to be full of injuries and win only one game this year. Oh, man. It's hard to pick against Belichick and Brady in the playoffs.
Again.
I
know.
The Chiefs don't have a quarterback, a proven quarterback that can take them. They got weapons. The Jets are still young. They're going to have to rely on a young Darnold. I don't see the Jags either making it with the way Bortles.
Honestly, the way you picked it, you almost have to pick the Pats or the Texans.
Why?
Because everywhere else you've got quarterback issues that don't translate well in the playoffs.
Somewhat.
The Jags have Blake Bortles problem.
Somewhat. Well, I mean, Deshaun Watson, he hasn't shown he can play in the playoffs either.
But
there's more upside.
I trust Deshaun Watson more than Blake Bortles.
No, I agree.
And
I'm just saying though, you can't say Deshaun Watson is proven or that he's for sure going to take the Texans.
If you go by proven, then you have to pick the Pats. If you take proven quarterback as your criteria or as an overwhelming criteria or a big point of emphasis, you got to take the Pats.
Yeah,
you don't have it anywhere else.
It comes down to the Bengals and Texans to me, and from there it's pretty easy. It's the Texans. I'm telling you, man. I am telling you. You better watch out for the Bengals, man. You're not looking out for the Bengals.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, what's more exciting, fans? To pick chalk like Ed over here and say every division is gonna be a toss-up? No, you gotta go a little off the rails sometimes, and it's okay to go a little off the rails. All right?
Yeah.
That's how Mom made me, to go off the rails.
Yeah, I agree.
Now,
go off the rails.
I'm picking the Texans to come out of the AFC and represent them in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
In Atlanta, the Texans. I think Deshaun Watson is going to lead this team. Him and B-Hop, not Bernard Hopkins. D-Hop, DeAndre Hopkins are gonna hook up many times.
Yeah,
and they're gonna put up some points.
Man, it's tough. I was I am torn between the Texans and the Patriots.
Oh, great.
Um,
Great. You're going to pick the same as me.
and I like the Steelers too, even though they're a wild card, because there's something about that team when it comes to the playoffs. But I think I'm going to stick with the Patriots only because you picked the Texans. I might have picked the Texans if you hadn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just,
Well, you can't go wrong with
you
the
know,
Patriots.
the Patriots in the Super Bowl wouldn't surprise me. But I'm telling you, the Texans the Texans are going to give the Patriots everything they want and then some. And, the Steelers, once the Steelers get in the playoffs, it's a whole different ballgame with them.
Yeah, but they just can't seem to... Look, if they got to play the freaking Patriots in the playoffs, they might as well pack it up and go home. Because they're not beating the Patriots
Yeah,
in a playoff game.
The only way it happens is if a team like the Texans knocks off the Patriots and then the Steelers knock off the Texans.
Yeah, I just don't... the Steelers just can't beat them in the playoffs. And they just come up short lately, man. It's something about... I don't understand. You got like a good quarterback, best wide receiver, best running back, and you can't find a way to... You know what I'm saying? Get over that hump. So I'll let you go first in the NFC since you let me pick first in the AFC.
In the NFC, I've got the Eagles, Packers, Falcons, Rams, Vikings, and Saints. Look,
There's a lot to choose from.
I
Yeah.
really think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have a monster season. I think he's playing with a big chip on his shoulder. I think that's part of what makes him insanely successful, and I think he's got a bigger chip on his shoulder this year. I'm picking the Packers to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Wow.
My
So
backup pick there is the Falcons.
No,
I think the Falcons are
there's no
a damn
backup.
good football team.
There's no backup picks
I'm
here,
just
okay?
saying, if I'm wrong, it's because they lost to the Falcons in the championship game.
This has to be a dream matchup. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? That's got to be a dream matchup right there. That's probably a matchup that we've been waiting to see for a long time.
Hasn't it already happened?
Aaron Rodgers? No.
I want to see if I can trip you up on that.
No, it has not happened. That'd be...
Whoever's got the Super Bowl would just absolutely blow a fuse of joy if those two made it. Can you imagine the ratings for that game?
Yeah, out of this world. That'd be awesome.
I didn't even think of that when I made the pick, but
yeah, that'd be something.
NBC or Fox or whoever has it, they'd be like, "Ha!"
All game long. In the NFC, it's a toss-up, man. There's
a lot of good teams.
There's good teams that have the ingredients to make it.
The Eagles, the Packers, the Vikings, the Falcons, the Saints, even.
Yeah.
Rams.
I'm gonna start off by making my pick and saying I'm sorry, Falcons, but the Saints are going to your stadium in February and playing in the Super Bowl. The Saints are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you never pick a team that's going to actually be playing at home. Look how that worked out for Minnesota last year.
It hasn't happened.
It has not happened.
This could be the year.
This could be the year,
right?
sure.
Well, I guess every year could be the year. Depends,
That's right. But this year there's a good chance. I mean, the Falcons are a damn good football team.
So we're gonna have a good old, in my eyes, Gulf Coast Super Bowl
in Atlanta.
Which is
close to the Gulf.
It is. They're next door neighbors, kind of, sort of.
God, California.
Couple doors down.
California's gonna be like, Super Bowl? What Super Bowl? They're gonna be like, whew.
Well,
I don't care.
Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
That would be a great matchup.
Who wins?
Oh, that's right. We got to pick a winner.
Or do you want to wait until it actually happens?
God, that would be a dream matchup, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with Brady. I can't imagine he'll lose 2 Super Bowls in a row.
Well, he's already lost 2.
But not in a row.
Not in a row, no.
So I'm gonna go Pats.
You're going Pats. The Patsies.
Yeah, he can't possibly lose 2 Super Bowls in a row.
He can.
He could. He could just not make it.
I mean, as high as you are on the Packers,
I know.
You're picking against him?
That's tough.
Aaron Rodgers? The Michael Jordan of the NFL?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers?
No. He's
No?
not Michael Jordan of the NFL. Greatest player ever? No.
So you're sticking with the Patriots.
Yes, I'm going to stick with the Patriots.
In my Super Bowl matchup, give me Drew Brees, man. Give me Drew Brees. Give me Drew Brees, because he's cool, man.
Drew Breesy.
He's going to get the job done.
Good guy. I would not be sad to see. If that matchup happens, though, I am rooting for the Texans hard.
I'll be rooting for the Texans, too.
Can you imagine the 1 year anniversary show of the Positive Sports Podcast?
Wow.
And we're talking about
That'd
the Texans.
But it won't happen because I picked both teams, the Texans and the...
They were done like 45 minutes ago when you picked the Texans to win the AFC South.
34-31, the Saints
and
win.
a score. Look at you.
And the score, that's right.
I'm not doing a score. And look, if I get to the point where the Patriots win, if the score is 2-0, I'm going to be ecstatic. If I get to the point where the Patriots beat the Packers in the Super Bowl and the score is 2-0, I'm going to be absolutely ecstatic that I picked the freaking Super Bowl winner on September 3rd.
That'd be crazy.
So let's do one last thing. Let's go through just real quick. Best quarterback, best running back, best wide receiver this year, best defense.
Okay. All right. So of all the NFL,
All
right?
the
All the
NFL.
NFL, right?
All
Best
the
quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, you want to do top two? Do
No.
AFC and NFC?
No.
Okay.
No, let's just do best
Yeah,
quarterback in the NFL.
Best quarterback. Go ahead, go.
Are we-
I think we've kind of ratted ourselves out in some cases, but go ahead.
Are we taking into account QBR?
No, just what you
I'm
think,
just-
whatever you think is the. I can't calculate QBR. We don't have that kind of time, bro. The season starts on Thursday.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Fucking
kidding.
QBR. We'll be sitting here on October 15th, and people will be listening to this podcast going, "Jeez,
Man.
of course they picked him. He's 6 weeks into the season, and he's awesome."
You caught me off guard with this one because I
know.
I don't know. Fuck.
I try.
Okay, shame on you.
You want me to go first?
No. You know what?
Yes, I like it when you have guts.
I'm
like
on
that.
the spot, man. I mean,
You do it to me.
give me the best quarterback
Best quarterback in the NFL.
in the NFL is going to be Matt Ryan.
That's good. I like that. Obviously, I've given mine away.
Who's that?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
This year it'll be Aaron Rodgers.
A-Rod.
No, don't call him A-Rod.
Why not?
I mean, I know it works.
Who's the real A-Rod?
Well, Alex Rodriguez. And there's such a difference there, right? Both really good, but A-Rod's just kind of a steroids, J-Lo. Aaron Rodgers is
A-Rod. How about that?
hard work, lead.
All right, we'll call Aaron Rodgers A-Rod.
There you go.
All right, what was the other one? Best what?
Best running back,
Go ahead, you go first on this one.
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
I think Todd Gurley's going to have another monster year. I like what I see in the Rams. I think he's going to be awesome. Honorable mention, because I'm going to steal it from you, Saquon Barkley.
Good, because that's not who I was going to pick.
Oh, it's
Because
not?
I don't want him to be injured
I noticed you stayed away from the Giants.
purposely.
Yeah, good move.
The best running back for me is going to be, he's going to have a bounce back year. He's going to be bouncing off tackles.
I like it.
He could very well carry this team. And he might go for the rushing touchdown record.
Who's that?
David Johnson of the Cardinals.
David Johnson's a good pick. They're going to have to run the football because they don't have anything else.
Pretty much.
The only problem with them is that when they fall behind, he's not going to get the football as much. That's
True.
my only concern.
That's
with
true.
him.
That's true.
Best wide receiver. This one's a little bit harder,
Shoot.
but I think having Saquon Barkley in New York is going to do wonders for the passing game of the Giants. I think Odell Beckham got paid, going to score a lot of touchdowns this year. I like Beckham this year.
Yeah, Beckham is a good pick. Man, my best wide receiver is going to be playing in the Super Bowl. So it's DeAndre Hopkins.
Not a bad pick. I think he's going to have a monster year as well. You know, there's some guys that you just, like, it's not a matter of will they be good or not good. It's a matter of how good will they be.
Yeah.
Right? And
Right,
DeAndre
right.
Hopkins is one of those guys. I think he's going to have a fabulous year. Is he going to score 15 touchdowns or 13 touchdowns? I don't know. But he's going to be up there. He's going to be in double-digit touchdown range. Let's see. What else?
He did it last year without Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
For most of the year.
That's
But
true.
You want to pick best lineman, best left guard,
Best left guard?
right tackle?
No. Best defense, we said.
Best defense. I'll go first. I think you went first the other two times. Fuck, dude. It's. I mean, it's really among three teams for me. It's between the Jaguars, the Vikings. Fuck, the Rams and the Texans. I guess that's four teams. It's so hard to not pick the Vikings for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's hard not to. I just think they're that damn good.
So then go ahead and pick them.
I am. The Vikings.
I'm going to go with the Texans. I think for a change, everyone will stay healthy. J.J. Watt will stay healthy. Clowney will stay healthy. Merciless Whitley will stay healthy. The secondary will stay healthy, and they will be a force to be reckoned with.
What are we picking next? The best kicker? Well, punter.
No. Let's see. What else?
I think that's pretty much it.
I think that's pretty much it.
Best quarterback, best running back, best wide receiver.
Man, we've done a lot of talking about football.
Best defense.
Let's talk about something else.
That's it. This is just an NFL show.
That's it. That's it. Episode 35 of the Positive Sports Podcast. If you want to get a hold of the show, share your picks and predictions with us, you can email the show at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to send hate tweets to Alex for picking your team, and now they are 0-5, thanks to it, you can do so at Brooklyn Gaucho on Twitter. If you want to agree with me and all of my wonderful picks and say, hey, great job, you can do so on Twitter as well, at eMontana21. Episode 35.
35.
Famous number 35s.
That's
we really screwed the pooch on episode 34.
How's that?
Because we missed a bunch of good ones.
Like?
Earl Campbell.
That's a good one.
And we live just outside of Houston.
Great sausages.
That's right. And sausages. Nolan Ryan.
Oh. Damn.
Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, episode 34 should have been a Houston episode, really.
That's pretty bad by our part.
Yeah.
That's actually horrible.
That is horrible. I got some hate mail quick on that one.
Yeah, 35 is such an odd number, really.
35. Yeah, I can't think of any good one. I can think of one.
One comes to mind.
Right now.
The Big Hurt. Frank Thomas.
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking Kevin Durant.
Oh, yeah. I tried to go football since this is a NFL preview show, but I don't know.
Christian Okoye. The Nigerian nightmare from the Kansas City Chiefs.
How do you know he's 35? Like, number 35.
Because I just remember he was number 35.
That's weird.
Christian Okoye.
Okay, well.
That guy was a truck.
In college?
No, he played for the Chiefs.
Oh.
I mean, he was a truck in college, too, but he was a truck for the Chiefs.
Big Hurt, number 35.
Sounds good. Well, with that, we've come to the end of another awesome episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed all of this NFL talk and all of our preview and predictions. I'm sure we'll be talking more football as the season goes on. And, share your thoughts and comments with us. We'd love to hear from you guys. With that, we've come to the end of another one. Hey, ignore the wins, ignore the losses, ignore the injuries, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.